Hey guys, welcome to the stream of Crazy Gamer Models. I am the Crazy Gamer and I do models. I just got to get a couple things in order here on the stream. I don't think anybody's here quite yet. It's just started. So I'm going to go ahead and get the chat pulled up. And we have some news and some updates, information, and things like that coming your way. So, I hope the audio is going to be good on this. Hopefully when we get someone into the channel, we can get a better audio. Wow. Checking out the Zoom. It's acting weird. You guys see more than I see on my monitor. That's just weird. So, alright. We are going to be talking about quite a few changes. You can kind of see what I have on my workbench from this angle. And yes, it's a different angle from all my other streams. It is changed because I didn't like the camera quality on this camera when I was doing up close stuff. Let's just take this Space Marine for example. I bring him up close. It doesn't focus well. It's washed out, and it's not very good. So this isn't for anything. It's just a temporary thing. It's not a good camera. It's great. It'll be fine for live streaming, but I ended up going back to my. Let's see if it shows up here. Is it going to show up? I'm going to go up with this one then. I went back to my Canon for my videoing and just putting it on an SD card. And you guys can see I got paint, I got a fan, and I got some stuff over there, and then my airbrush is over there. But part of the news that is part of this, which I'm waiting for some people to show up, and I'll get into that part of the news on what that news is. Okay, apparently someone else is here. So that is the hobby area. I got paint racks that have no paint on it because I haven't decided what I wanted to do yet. You can see I have my drawers. I have my little rack of things here. Just different paint thinner, crystal clear. This is vinegar and water I use for decals. This is scalpels and sanding sticks and cutters. And this is a stenciling brush. I use that for cleaning off some models. And then I have my this thing right here, which is atrocious in size, but it's pretty cool. This is the freshwater rinse well, or as I like to call it, the paintbrush toilet, because you can clean your brushes and then flush it. So, and then it fills back up. So, if you're working with metallics or dark colors, you have access to fresh water all the time. It does take up a lot of space, but again, space is going to be covered in the news when we get situated here. If you guys watched on Wednesday and saw my channel on Wednesday, I do a little bit of Warhammer Wednesday again, where I'm working on a kit bash of a tech marine that is a resin kit, and I'm converting them into I'm making a plastic model, and I'm turning them into turning the resin and making a plastic version out of there. It's in collaboration with another YouTuber John Kessler. He'll be in here later, and hopefully he'll be here later, and he can share a link to his channel. But here's what I have so far. This is and again, as I mentioned, the camera washes things out, but this is the axe for the Tech Marine. I switched his hand just to make it a little bit different. The top of this is from a Tech Priest Dominus, and then I have a wing here from a Sanguinary Guard axe, and the arm is from the one-handed axe in the guard, and then I glued an extension on it that will get trimmed down, and some hosing there off to the side going to the backpack. That's where I got from this, but I have some good news relating to this project. I have found in my stash, boom, Blood Angels upgrade sprue, and we're going to take a look at it because that's what I'm going to do while I'm waiting. So we're going to take a look at this Blood Angels upgrade sprue and see what I can use from Tech Marine. So I think they just released a new plastic Tech Marine, but I am basing mine off of the old resin model and see what I can do as a kit bash. John is doing Commander Dante, and at the end of the stream I will put a link to his channel, and hopefully when he gets here he can link his channel and his video, because the whole link thing in live streaming I haven't got down yet. So let's take a look at this sprue here because I haven't really looked at it yet. Now this isn't the Primaris upgrade sprue, and I had honestly thought about like upgrading the Tech Marine to a Primaris Tech Marine, just because they're upgrading Calgar and everybody's getting an upgrade. So why not upgrade a Tech Marine? So as you can see here is a picture of the stuff, but what good is that if you can't see it on the sprue? So hope the sound's coming through clearly. There's a totally different mic and there's a fan going because it's hot. Alright, so we have some different Blood Angel shoulder pads, some nice, can't find my pointer, strange, oh there it is, everything's in disarray. I'm working on it. It's part of the news. So we have some front body halves. I believe this is the one here that John is using on his Commander Dante. But there's some nice emblems here, some iron halos, a dagger with the blood drop on it, some good looking heads. So shoulder pads, I haven't decided what kind of shoulder pads I'll put on my Tech Marine yet, but I probably will put this dagger on him though. But I didn't have a Blood Angels kit with an upgrade sprue, so I figured I would. I thought I had one, and then cleaning up and process of fixing up this area and getting a bigger work area, I discovered a bunch of stuff in my stash I didn't know I had that is going to come into play on kit bashes. So I'm just going to leave that upgrade sprue there. That's the upgrade sprue. I'm going to talk about some kit packaging, because I was talking in another video. If you watched my building techniques video on Wednesday, it's part of a series where I show different techniques in building models. I'm building one model currently, and it will be a different model when this one's done. And it is the Tiger 1 by Riot Field Models. And it originally was going to be a step-by-step build review where I built everything on camera, and then I dealt with all the issues. And it turns out it has a lot of issues. So I build a lot of it off camera, but when I come across an issue that I use a specific technique, then I show that off in a video. I make a video about it. Like there's videos on dealing with clear parts and carving out parts and polishing scratches, which is going to get to one of the topics of today's live stream, is how clear parts are packaged, shipped in their sprue boxes. And I have issues. And anyways, on that video on Wednesday, I talked about my clear parts being scratched and how that's not cool. And we talked about different ways that I've been sent them packaged, and all from the same company. And I'm just going to go ahead and get into that. Now, the Tiger 1 kit was interesting because it came, this is pretty tore apart because I built a lot of this. There's one of the parts right there. But the clear part sprue in this Tiger 1 kit came in a plastic bag, and then it had this cling-like plastic over it. And all this, I don't know if you can see all these scratches, but there are scratches all over this thing. And it was in cling wrap. And there's scratches here. This just, I don't know if this is stress fractures on some of this, but there's scratches all over it. And like I said, it was wrapped in this thickness. I mean, this is pretty thick plastic. It's thicker than them cello bags. And it was in a cello bag. And it still had scratches on it. And it wasn't mainly on the protruding pieces, like these round pieces. It was on like this flat section here. There's a big scratch right here that I didn't bother to take out. Just, the kit's a nightmare. It goes together. There's issues, there's fit issues, and then there's instruction issues. But I cover that in the Wednesday's Building Technique series. But that's just one example. That's Rye-Field Models on how they ship some of their clear parts. Now this is an earlier Rye-Field model. It's 2017. Yeah, that Tiger I just showed you was 2019 release. This one's from 2017. I'm going out of order here because I have a 2018. So that was 2000. Well, let's just do it in order. That was 2019, and then I have a 2018, which is the Strum Tiger, which the review for this, I believe, came out today or Tuesday. Could have been Tuesday, a couple days ago. Hey, George's Modeling Bench, how's it going? Hope the sound's okay. But in this one was shipped, and I believe this, or I packed this back in the way it was sent to me. But all the way at the bottom is this little package here with a clear sprue and all this other stuff in there. And again, there is a scratch on my top section of this piece. And it was inside this cello bag, and again, it's scratched. So you got me on this. So, and it was in the bottom of the box. I'm just going to tell you that right now. It was all the way at the bottom of the box. And I mean, you can see this box is packed to the top. The book was in the bottom, but it was packed to the top. And we're going to touch back on this in a minute. Now, if we go back to 2017 on a Rye-Field model kit, this is their Panther Off G with their clear turret and upper hull parts limited edition, which is weird in its own right because you have to build it with the clear parts. you don't have a choice with any other options. They only give you the clear. But the clear are in a box on top. On the top is this box right here. And you pull it out. It's in a cello bag. And nicely sealed up. And as you can see, the plastic looks great. There's some faint little scratch marks, like right there. Right there's one, and right there. I mean, they're super tiny, not like on the other kits, but again, packed in a box on top in a cello bag, and it still managed to get some scratches on it. And I figured that's just my luck, because that's the kind of luck I have, is I'm going to get a scratched one every time. And I check the plastic before I take it out of the cello bag, so I make sure I don't scratch it up with my watch or anything like that, putting it back in the box. So it wasn't that. It was, I noticed the scratches from inside. But as I said, it's not as badly scratched as the 2019 Tiger 1 kit that I showed off first, where it was almost a gouge in the top plate of that. So in 2017, this nice little box, on top of their kit box, just like this, and 2018, buried at the bottom of the box in double cellophane bags, and then come to 2019, it is in a plastic cello bag, and then with a thick mill cling wrap wrapped around it, and I'm still getting scratched parts. So I don't think there is a way to get parts that aren't going to have some kind of scratches on it, especially on these kits that have these clear parts on it, where big portions of the kits are clear, like this is the clear turret, and I don't know if that scratch is going to show up, but yeah, it's hard to see. But there's a scratch in it, and I'm not 100% fan of the clear parts. I like having the option, which the Tiger 1 does give you an option. The 2017 Panther doesn't give you an option. You have to use the clear parts. There's no choice in the matter. There's no extra non-clear parts. And even on the Strum Tiger, there is clear parts. That's your only option for a clear part for a top. You can leave the top off, and I think it would look great. I'll paint it up with it detailed on the inside, all nice and painted. So, oh, that's weird. It seems like my chat's not connected. Well, hopefully everything's going okay. So, all right. So now let's get back to the Strum Tiger and the Building Technique series. Now, I like using these Ryefield model kits for the Building Technique series. And again, you can see the sprues, what they look like in this kit in a video on my channel. And what I'm thinking about doing with this one, because of the way the parts are and the fact that it's a mixture of Tiger 1 sprues and Strum Tiger sprues, there's basically two engines in here. And the way these kits are designed, let me pull out the part I'm thinking of here, is torsion bars. Yeah, and then if you see the torsion bars, they're on the suspension arm is on the torsion bar, and then it just clicks into the lower hull. And I was thinking for the next techniques is I would do a diorama or vignette, however it would be, where I build this Strum Tiger in assembly process. So it'll be all the pieces painted up, done up nice, just not 100% built on the tank. And I have some Tamiya engine maintenance crew kits and the Itarelli workshop kit, German workshop kit, that I'm going to scatter around the base of it. And, maybe leave the torsion bars in a little crate or something. And, the wheels and, leaning up against the wall, and basically have it up on jacks. And basically either being repaired, disassembled, assembled. I haven't quite worked out the details, but I think I'm going to do that after the Tiger 1 is done. Now, the Tiger 1 there's 8 parts to the series already, and part 3 was released. So there's a little bit left on that, but I might release them on the same schedule as each other. Hey, John, how's it going? So, check it out, John. I got the Blood Angels upgrade sprue. Yay! So, oh yeah, and I checked out that body you're going to use. Are you going to use the one with the angel with the wings, or the other one? Like, there's 2 of them on here. You didn't say which one you were going to use in your video. So, listen, John, link your channel, because I was talking about our collaboration on the kitbashing of resin kits to plastic kits. Me and John are going to do, we're doing this collaboration where we're turning a Blood Angel resin kit into building it basically out of plastic as a better option, because, resin can get, especially the fine cast, it can have air bubbles. It's just, you can't use plastic glue. You got to use super glue, and that can get into a whole mess on its own. So basically, I talked about packaging of kits and future projects. But here's the news that I have. Currently, if you can see, I'll back out, and then you can see the work area that I have. This is my current work area right here. This section here, this little bit of table, and over there is where my airbrush normally goes, where you can't see. So it is extremely small and compact, and I really don't have much room to work. And I mean, I have area to work, but the table's not wide enough. So I have a wider table, and then I have another table for my airbrush, so I can spray and not have to worry about that. So that's all going to get set up tomorrow. Okay, John, using the one without the wings. That's cool. Yeah, they both look really good. I'm glad I found this sprue. It's fantastic looking. I'm definitely going to put that dagger on my guy. I don't know where, but I'm putting it on there. So I'm going to have the airbrush set up nice and neat. I'm going to have more room. And also, I am thinking about a little Zombicide. I haven't played Zombicide since I wrote a rules update on combining Black Plague and Green Horde. When Green Horde came out, I got the Kickstarter on Green Horde, and I got the full set of Black Plague. And some of it's painted, some of it's not. It's a whole other thing with painting on that. And combining the games with sleeved cards, your stacks were huge. So I came up and devised a way to combine the 2 games with abominations and all kinds of misfits ensued. So I may do some live streams of me playing Zombicide, because the table that will go here will be big enough to where I can live stream with this camera and throw a little bit of game on the channel, because I am the crazy gamer. I do love my games. I haven't been able to play, medical reasons, and not having an area to work in, but I got some people coming over tomorrow to help me expand my work area, which is the only way that I can do it, if I have someone do it for me. So I'm expanding the work area, and I'm getting that expanded. Also, if you guys check the description, which I think it's in there because it should have updated. No, it did not update. Okay. Oh, yes, it is. If you see in the description, you now see I have an email, crazygamermodels@gmail.com. So you guys can send your questions, your ideas, and whatnot. Love Minis, what's going on, buddy? Your gift, your giveaway prize is in the mail. You should be getting it very soon, just to let you know. And I have an email. It's crazygamermodels, one word, @gmail.com. You guys can email me and all that good stuff. You got ideas, you got questions. If you want, if I'll use your questions in videos and whatnot. And what I'm thinking about doing is the channel update on Monday and the weekend review on Friday. It just didn't make sense. I was repeating myself. I wasn't having any content. It was a flop. So, yeah, that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover looks pretty good. Also, they have a Massive Darkness. I love Massive Darkness. That's gaming, though. I want to get into that right now. Lost my train there. Wow, I really did lose my train of thought on that. Okay, so I have no idea what I was just talking about. Oh, so anyways, Friday is now going to be Feedback Friday. So I'm going to take, you guys send me emails and all this good stuff and emails, ideas, and then I'm going to, in all my future videos that have not been recorded yet, because quite a few have been recorded, I'm going to throw out feedback questions like, what do you think of this? What, all this stuff, you respond, and then I'll take your comments and your emails, and then on Fridays, we're going to review all that we went through during the week. Also, I'm going to start doing premieres on my Yag Tiger builds on Saturday, and possibly when the building technique series gets better, which is in a video or two, doing a premiere on that and being in the chat while that airs. So while that airs, I'll be in the chat, and then we can ask questions, and I'll take all your questions from the chat. And on Feedback Friday, we'll go over all that, and we'll answer any questions you have and things like that. So it's going to be Feedback Friday. It may not start for a couple of weeks, but that's what Friday's going to be. Currently, it's well, they canceled your pre-order for Zombicide. Okay, well, that's crazy. That would have killed me. That would have put me out of my misery. Anyways, so that's going to be when I get built up on that. That's going to be things. So the big news is I got an email now, crazygamermodels@gmail.com. Send your feedback, send your questions, all that good stuff. Yeah, there's a Massive Darkness crossover expansion for Zombicide. You can use some of the heroes from Massive Darkness, or from Zombicide and Massive Darkness. There's also one from Massive Darkness to Zombicide, but that definitely got canceled. Yeah, they didn't do mine either. Yeah, trust me. There was a couple things on my Kickstarter order of Zombicide that I didn't get. I got both the expansions for Green Horde, but it was the Massive Darkness crossover thing that I didn't get, that I definitely was supposed to. So, and here's an example of what Feedback Friday would entail. This is the Berg Panther, which it's not going to show good on this camera because it's the live stream camera and not my filming camera. I attempted to do a pin wash on this, and I did paint up some of the tools, and it's orange. I know. And it makes the tools look even oranger than they're supposed to look. So feedback would be, OMG, how do I fix this? Because if you look, I did the pin wash on this and everything turned out okay. But for some reason it's not helping. It's not working on this. So that would be like an example of the feedback thing on top of that. Now, Love Middies, now that you're here, I want to show you an example about the clear parts thing. In 2017, Ryefield Models released this Panther kit, and their clear parts came in this box. And inside the box, they're wrapped in plastic. And this is the best I've had. There's very minute scratches that basically a little Tamiya polishing compound, and you won't see them anymore. But this is how the stuff came in 2017. And I know you saw the Strum Tiger, and I showed it earlier. The scratches on that and how that came. And then if you saw my unboxing of the Tiger 1, which was a while back, you'll know that that one was from 2000. The Tiger 1 was from 2019, so 2 years later, and it was wrapped in thick mill, like a cello plastic, and it was scratched really bad. That was the worst scratches. And then the Strum Tiger was double cello bag from 2018, and it was scratched. So and also earlier I talked about what's going to happen after the Tiger 1's done in the Building Technique series. I picked a project for that. It's going to be the Strum Tiger and a diorama style, but in the assembly process where all the bits and pieces are painted up and done all kinds of neat and interesting ways. So that's going to be on that. The King Tiger is coming along. Most of the interior is done. Just a little bit more, and then I will get the upper hull on. Part 3 of this should be coming out very soon, if not already. And then right before I put the upper hull on, part 4 will come out along with the tracks. Yeah, Tiger that released on Saturday. I got a new one on that. And then I have another thing Warhammer related for today. Because I'm doing my own thing, so that's allowed. And I want to share my Death Guard kill team. So here we go with my Death Guard kill team. So this is my guy right here. It's, he's magnetized. So he's got a plasma pistol, and that's magnetized too. So he can have a different pistol if he wants a different pistol. So this is how I did my kill team, so I could have maximum guys by buying only one start collecting box. And then here's all the arms stuck together. So, I have the Xeno blade, and then I have guy can take a shotgun, if he doesn't want that, he can. Boom, he's got a shotgun. It's cool. And then there's a couple dudes. There's the Black Shield guy, and then guy with no arms. Yeah, that's a death guard. There's an intercessor in here somewhere. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know. That might. Yeah, that's an intercessor that has a power sword, but he has a gun somewhere. Oh, right here. He can have his little gun right there. See, he's got a little auto bolt gun. That's what it's called. It's been a while. And then also he can have his stalker bolt gun with power sword, and he is kicking with his 2 wounds. Wow, man, I really wish the light was better on these. I tried really hard on these guys. Let's see if that's any better. But, a little bit. See, that's showing up a little better than I can see. But basically, that's the. I mean, there's more guys that are built that are. But that's mainly my. Oh, and here's my commander. I worked really hard on him. There we go. That's my commander. This is the first model I ever built and painted. So that's my first guy I ever built and painted right there. So I'm proud of him. It's the one I'm the most proud of. It was my first one. And then I have some first generations that aren't magnetized, and the bases aren't done here. So basically, that's these guys right there, and this really wonky, crooked guy that dried funny. But yeah, that's some of the Warhammer stuff that's I got. And the reason I'm showing this is the magnets and stuff that are on these guys is something I'm going to get back into and do some videos on with some magnets. And I got a lot of boxes of. I got a box of Intercessors, and I got that Start Collecting Blood Angels box. So I'm thinking of magnetizing all the Technical Marines in there and, doing something with those. So I don't know if they'll get painted, but that's basically what I have. And, the Black Shield guy, he's magnetized too. So that's my Death Guard or Death Watch kill team. Well, have I been saying Death Guard this whole time? That's crazy. So that is the Warhammer content. And then, of course, I talked about my Blood Angels upgrade sprue and my Kitbash that I'm doing a collab with John. And he needs to link his channel in the chat or in the comments, or I can do it when the stream is done. So, well, nobody's chatting. Is something wrong with the chat? Okay. So, anyways, the big news is the expanded work area that I'm super excited about. I finally got some people coming over here to swap out this table for a shorter but deeper, wider, deeper, same difference. So I have more of a work area, but also that I can do other things on along with modeling. So eventually I have someone that is going to make me, I have a kitty cornered area here that I can put tables in a corner style thing, and some people have claimed that they would build me a thing for it. So we'll see if they help me out or not. So I'll just wait and see what happens. I made me a little thing for cut and photo etch today. That was interesting. So, and then I showed off my axe for my Tech Marine. Yeah, this camera's awful, guys, for detail. That's why I've switched to the other camera. Oh, and another thing on the videos, some are done with this camera and some are done with the new camera. So they're going to be intermixed. So intermixed a little bit because, like the Building Technique series, I had already filmed 7 or 8 parts of that, and I wasn't even going to release it because the first 4 at least are not to a standard I would prefer. But after the whole fiasco of what I intended it to be and the losing of the footage and just the bad parts going together, it becomes more about techniques and tips and tricks in later episodes. So that will be on Wednesdays, and then it'll move into the Stream Tiger as a diorama or vignette style thing, basically. Also, my son is started middle school this year, and they have a Lego robotics league at his school, and I myself have studied with the Lego robotics system since the NXT robots came out, or out years ago. I don't even know how many years ago that was. So I am coaching one of the coaches for their team. So some of my time will be on doing that. That's on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'm not able to go to the school and do my lessons and teaching and stuff, so I'm working on a method of streaming my coaching and techniques and tips and tricks and things like that. And, basically helping them out with problems engineering wise or programming wise, which from what I understand is um, they're very limited on what they're able to do at this time. They're not competitive. For the last few years, they haven't been competitive, but they qualified last year to be competitive. Do I go back to the arcs? No, I don't go back that far. I didn't have them. It would have been cool though. I did have the Vex robots, the first iteration, when Radio Shack sold them. Now you want to talk about stuff Radio Shack parts. They had the VEX kits from Radio Shack, and that was what I learned robotics on. And that was learning robotics and engineering, because everything was metal and all that stuff. So, yeah, so that was all metal and bolts and screws. The Lego system is much better. To be honest, I haven't used the Lego IDE block programming style in 3 years, because I switched over to a Raspberry and Arduinos to stack sensors, basically, because on the EV3 robots, you have 4 motor ports and then 4 sensor ports, but with I have 2, and the star was R2 in the dark side set. Yeah, I remember those sets, but I didn't have those. The EV3 robot, it has the 4 motor ports, and then it has 4 sensor ports. And then you're limited, basically, if you want more motors or ports or things like that, you need to use another brick. And then that's a whole other thing to teach and learn, is communication between bricks, which you need to learn, and you can do more things with it. But you can use an Arduino or a Raspberry Pi to connect multiple sensors to one port and then select them. Basically, you can read what information you want by coding it correctly. You can't do that with the block formatting. I started out with the PIC controller and make your own boards. Yeah, the PIC controller, that's pretty good. If you want something small like watering, like flower waters, or battery charge circuits, or simple things, those PIC controllers were fantastic. I believe it was Arizona Tech or Arizona Instruments or something that did the PIC microcontrollers, and they were great. I always had issues where I didn't ground myself statically, and I'd fry my chips after I programmed them. So when the Raspberry Pi 2 came out, I want to say, got one of the bricks for converting it for the EV3, or it could have been the NXT. And then that was fun. That was complicated. The crossover wasn't well, but when the Raspberry Pi 3 B Plus came out, the brick that came out with whatever third party makes it is fantastic for the Lego robot. The stuff you can do. I mean, it's line programming. If you like that kind of programming, I don't, it's a thing. But I did well with it. But now I'm going to jump back into the Lego block programming and coding for teaching these kids some stuff about math blocks and my blocks and things like that. They're not familiar with the red blocks, which are I say the brain blocks, because they do all your calculations and math and things like that. You got a bunch of Arduino stuff so I can make my train smart. Yeah, I mean, Arduino stuff's cool. I like Arduino. Arduino's fun. The IDE for Arduino is pretty simple. I made the mistake of doing Arduino and Raspberry Pi at the same time. So my programs were messed up I'd put the wrong syntax, I would use the wrong inputs, wrong pins. Oh, I had a nightmare. I finally had to quit doing the Raspberry Pi and stick with the Arduino for a while, because the sensor updates that could go on the Lego robot were better. So that's why I switched to that. I had started a basic electronic series on my channel quite a while ago, months back, and I was unable to continue it medically. So, but if I get the workbench set up the way someone said they would make me a workbench, I could get the electronic stuff back out, and I could do some electronic stuff and do things like that, along with modeling and things like that. So, but if you guys have any questions, anything that I don't think I forgot to talk about anything. I think I covered everything. Talked about the clear parts and the packaging of kits, which is baffling, all the way the different manufacturers make kits. Especially ride field models, how much they shove in a small box when they make a bigger box. And they could just basically just put it in a bigger box. And then Takom recently on their Panther Gs started using these massive boxes that I don't understand. Their normal boxes are packed tight so the sprues don't bounce around, and I rarely have a damaged Takom part. But with the new Panther G boxes, the one with the IR and the anti-air armor, or our air defense armor, and the G with the steel wheel option, there was damaged parts in both those boxes, and they weren't packed nearly as nice as the older Panther kits or King Tiger kits or any of the other Takom kits I have. Also, aircraft. I so want to build an aircraft. I really do. I have a kit sitting right here. I have a kit right here. I can start. This is a Romanian plane. I have this kit, which I have attempted to start 4 or 5 different times and had nothing but issues. Putting an aircraft together is absolutely nothing like assembling a tank. Armor and aircraft are 2 totally different things. Totally different. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there that do armor and do aircraft, and that's fine. They can go back and forth. And I do full interiors on my armor kits. And the cockpits, I mean, maybe it's because they're 1/32, 1/48 scale, and the pieces are so much smaller. But I just find that there's location issues, and it's a nightmare. So I keep wanting to do the aircraft, but I'm just having issues with that. Oh, I have started a set of videos on 2-part epoxy putty. I have made the intro and talking about green stuff and some cool stuff you can do with that. And then I just basically touched on milliput in a video. This is the milliput silver gray. Talked about the different kinds and how it's not quite a sculpting putty. It's more of a filler. And it can be sand and drilled and things like this. This is going to be a jig. And then I'm going to talk about epoxy sculpt. I was going to talk about Lab X Creations, but what they sent me was bad. It was real bad. You'll see it in the first video. And then also Pro Sculpt. Pro Sculpt? Oh, I have to look at that. Procreate, my bad. Yeah, Procreate. So that's the ones that I'm going to look at, and then I have had great success using green stuff to cast parts and using milliput to cast parts in basically it's like a ugomi mold or something. It's like a mold you heat up in hot water and you can make a mold of a part, and then you can reuse the mold over and over again. Igomu or something. I can't think of what it's called. But, you can cast the parts with the green stuff. You can cast it with milliput. You can cast it with epoxy sculpt. But I've had success mixing green stuff and milliput to get a durability of milliput with the flexibility and molding properties of green stuff. And even better on top of that is a mixture of Aves epoxy sculpt and green stuff. A little bit more Aves than green stuff and a little less yellow. And it comes out, I'm going to do a whole video on it. And it is a durable, it cures quicker. It is a fantastic product. You have to make sure it's mixed really, really well. Otherwise, you have issues, real bad issues. There's photo etch going on over here, putting on these little dinky brass caps on the back of these. Ammunition for the King Tiger. Well, I just can't come up with words today. So the King Tiger is coming along. I think I showed it. Showed it again. It's coming along. Build review is coming along. This build review takes a little bit longer because it's got the full interior. Couple issues along the way, but nothing too major. I think the ones I've already covered and released the ones I've had and covered on that. So this is going to do it, guys, for this live stream. It's almost an hour. My son's going to be getting home soon, and I got robotic stuff to do with him. So thank you guys for joining. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow because I may not even get videos up. So because I have to, the people are coming over in the morning, and then they're going to be moving all my stuff and resetting it back up. So I don't even know. I don't know if the computer's still going to be up or whatnot. I might schedule something to go up. I'm not sure. So that's going to do it for this, guys. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you guys for participating in the chat. And you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you.